How's it going, everybody? It's the CDH Warrior coming at you with another episode live with our Just Chatting stream. So, we're going to continue this week. I'm going to glance and make sure everything is working. Yes, looks like everything's working. So, this kind of took me a minute to set up. As I have everything going on right now. I've got to adjust where I'm standing, because obviously I'm not right. So how's it going, everybody? I'm the CDH Warrior. I do these live streams. I don't know. Once a week right now. So we'll figure out how this is going to work. But right now, I am just kind of doing what I can. My tracking's not working, but that's okay. I'm still talking, so we'll live with that for today. As I said, I'm the CDH Warrior. We do this chat once a week, talking to people, talking and explaining about everyday life and CDH related items. I'm a CDH survivor. I've been on Twitch and everything else for about, I figure I should kind of tell a little bit more about my background compared to what I did last week. I started streaming on Twitch about 4 years ago. September, right around Labor Day. 2021, I believe. And I started as a camera streamer. I didn't do a lot of these chat streams. I didn't do a lot of things like this. But this is kind of how this started, was going through and I wanted to talk about everyday life. I started out streaming video games, a lot of R-rated stuff. But then I realized that probably wasn't the best idea. So I ended up moving away from that and streaming all kinds of random stuff. So this took me a while to get set up and get everything working right. As you can tell, I still don't have everything quite correct, but we make that work. Next week, or this next weekend, I should be able to work a little bit more on streams and figuring out how to make the streams a little bit better. Um, I'm a psychology student, so I do a lot of psychology streams. I do a lot of games. This specific stream will always be about just kind of a general chat. General, hey, we're going to talk about everyday life. Or if you can, just kind of go through and talk about normal existence. I'm just trying to get stuff set up. I don't know who all will see what or what's going on, but we'll figure it out. So I've been streaming for a little while now. I talked about that I've been streaming for, as of now, a couple of years. Excuse me for coughing so much. I've been streaming since 2021. I didn't start streaming on Twitch until August. So we're almost to my 4-year anniversary on Twitch. That would actually be somewhat hilarious. I started streaming RPGs like Legend of Zelda. Then I kind of moved on to streams like Assassin's Creed and whatnot, which were okay. I didn't get the draw from those, and I'm fine with that. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how I'm going to deal with these streams. They're kind of unusual for me. I don't do a lot of unusual streams. Like, I don't do anything weird. I kind of pretty much stay within my general existence and square. I'm, like I said, I'm new to VTubing. So this was kind of an unusual thing for me. So we shall see how this works out. I have an associate's in psychology. I'm working on my bachelor's, which is focused on developmental psychology and possibly child life. So child development would be more my direction at the end of things. But we shall see how things work. I just decided a few months ago, or a few weeks ago, that, I'm going to start trying to VTube. I'm going to start trying to do some VTubing. Figure out how to do it, what to do. Now I can move. That's absolutely ridiculous, but so be it. So I'm probably going to have to shuffle around for things, but so be it. In odd news that I'll probably chat about, where did I see that the other day? I've been talking with a friend about random things going on in my life. And it's been an unusual journey to deal with, but we shall see how things work. Um, Going on 12 minutes at this point. Um, like I said, right now I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm just kind of trying to exist at this point. Um, it's not easy to do this, and definitely not an easy uh, stream to figure out. I have apparently stopped moving. I'm still trying to figure out how to get everything to work. Oh, that should be interesting. Um, oh, we're back to 4 viewers. We're hopping around right now, and I don't know how we're doing ultimately. We'll figure it out. Um, People can hop on and off as they want. I'm not gonna. I'm just kind of here. Um, I don't really do a lot of chatting streams. So we shall see what we do from here. I'm kind of playing around with the chat because I'm just kind of chatting here. So I've also got it to where my viewers will earn points for every so many minutes or so many seconds that they're watching my channel. So we'll do things like scratch off cards, pick a cards, redeeming points. I'm still trying to get things put together for the loyalty points and everything. So we shall see how that works. But that'll be more towards the end of all this and trying to figure out how everything works. I'm still trying to figure out the system at this point. So we're trying to figure out. Yeah, now I start moving around. I've got a Vroid avatar. I don't know if anybody's had any experience or success with them. They're confusing, to be honest. They're definitely weird. But this is how things are now. I don't do a lot of live streaming, so I don't often do streams in sets like this. As of next week, we should be either done or almost done with Portal. So we're probably either going to play Portal 2, or I may pull. I've got my Xbox sitting up here. I can probably try and finish that college football stream I was doing. Or if you want me to, we can try and do. They just came out with 26 this past week, actually. I don't know what everybody else is trying to stream, or it's a lot of different streamers right now. More that are doing chatting streams. I don't know how I'm going to work this out so it'll function correctly, but I'm learning. I'm new to this, and we go on from there. I've talked about my time at Twitch and whatnot, my work, my nonprofit work and everything. Actually, that's part of how all this started, was my nonprofit work. CDH has given me an outlet to meet all kinds of new and different people, and given me options to go to exciting places, although I haven't had enough time to go there. But we figure that out. Next week we're probably going to deal with the very end of Portal. We should be about halfway through-ish. With my brain is not coming up, with Atelier Yumia. So they just announced they're doing another standalone Atelier game. And that should make things fairly interesting. I don't know how interesting, but it should make it interesting. I'm kind of running at a dead end right now, and that's sad, but for anyone that wants to hop in, just kind of jump through. I know Camille is online right now, and normally I wouldn't mention other streamers and whatnot. Oh boy, what is she doing? Oh, this is her special. I didn't realize that. This is her big special right now. So, whenever we get finished streaming with this, I'll probably send you to Camila. Now I've got to remember how to raid a channel. Now, I will forewarn anyone that's kind of watching right now that's kind of on the fence back and forth. Camilla is an R-rated streamer. She kind of says what she wants, and that's oftentimes very funny. But it's not everyone's cup of tea. folks like Camilla are the reason why I kind of started VTubing. Um, as I said to begin with, I started streaming VTubing to kind of protect my identity a bit and to go through and do what I can. But we shall figure that out. Twitch is an interesting beast to deal with, and we're required to stream so much or so long per week. I think it's about 4 hours, which isn't bad. It's not that hard to do. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the streamers I pay attention to, and I kind of figured out trial by fire. But also, I kind of saw some streamers and it's like, oh, this looks interesting. I'd like to try it. Um, I don't promise perfection with this. I know for a fact that there are parts of my stream that are absolutely crazy and are not good. And that's okay. I'm still learning. Learning with streaming and with normal life, I guess. You're not ever going to know what you're doing or if what you're doing is right. Um, honestly, I started streaming randomly. Well, not randomly. I started streaming in March of 2021. It's like, okay, I've got to get myself together and figure out life. And I had, like I said, I started streaming. I lost my mother. I had been through a lot at random. So it took a while just to kind of get back to normal. But once I started streaming, once I started YouTubing, um, it's like, hey, this is something I can do to take my mind off of what's going on. I started out one stream a week, streaming a game that we may try again at some point. Not the one that I streamed, but its companion game. I started streaming Hyrule Warriors. That was what I started with. Was a kind of level-based RPG. It's really good, really interesting, really fun. Um, I didn't really worry too much about what I did, what I streamed, how things streamed, how it looked. I just kind of did it. I did what I thought and felt was right. Um, and I think that's what I ultimately want to do with this. Is I want to be able to get to where I do what I feel is right and I do what is reasonable. Um, but at this point, I'm kind of not sure what I'm going to do. There's a part of me that wants to try and mold this over and figure out what I'm going to do. But there's also a part of me that doesn't fully know what I'm doing. So any input, suggestions, if somebody is used to streaming, that used to doing this, or has done this in the past, happens across my stream, um, your input would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, I don't fully know what I'm doing. So I know in the next few weeks I should be able to release a backstory and kind of get my character's backstory and do. I didn't really care about doing a. I don't think it's called a premiere, but what is that kind of existence called? a debut. I don't really have a lore or backstory. My planned content for the moment, once I get to kind of doing actual streams again, I'm probably going to be a bit of a variety streamer, but I'm going to kind of stay within a general PG 13, something your family can chime in and you can have in the background and not have your family go, what the heck is he doing? I'm not. I'm generally a very clean streamer as far as what I do. I'm not one of those that's. I mean, you've seen streamers that are definitely. Oh, I wouldn't show my kids that. But I try and avoid things like that. I try to avoid being too weird or extreme. I try to make sure I stay as family friendly as possible. Now, there are going to be. I've done some occasional streams that I will state outright. I would not let a kid watch. I've done some R-rated games. I've done some unusual streams. But in general, I've tried to keep everything as simple and as straightforward as possible. Twitch kind of rewards people for doing this, but it also kind of rewards people for creating content, creating new content, drawing new streamers and new people in. So I'm probably going to play around a little bit before I do a full debut. I need to work some on my channel. Because really all I've got is my page and my Streamlabs. Yeah, I kind of forget I have a Streamlabs panel up here. But that kind of exists. I want to try and create a channel point system to begin with through Streamlabs, and then that way you can makes the stream more interactive for you all. There are going to be streams that I'm going to have the chat talk and, hey, chat, tell me what I'm doing. As one, I think that's ultimately what I want to get to. I want to have an interactive stream. I want to have an interactive viewership. I don't know exactly how I want to phrase what I'm doing. Because the way I'm going to phrase things and the way that I'm actually phrasing them are probably very different. Next week I should have a little bit better range of motion and I shouldn't be as weird on stream. Twitch is confusing as it is, but so be it. Ironically, all Twitch says is that I've got to keep 4... Oh, now we're going to move. My software finally kicked in. That is hilarious. If you're new to VTubing or new to YouTubing or new to streaming, you know that sometimes, I'll go ahead and let you in on a secret, things don't always work as planned. And sometimes you're going to have to just sit there and go, I accept this, I move on, and I live with it. Honestly, the funny thing is, okay, I think it was my first stream. No, I didn't stream this. That would have been funny to stream. when I was first getting my avatar made and first creating my character, which I'm still trying to write lore for, if any of you in the comments section know anything about how to write lore or want to help me write lore, let me know. I'd be grateful for the help because I don't exactly know what I'm doing. The base that I've got is kind of a Victorian era avatar. I'm trying to. I have a Vroid, if anyone's familiar with Vroid Studio and how they work. They're confusing. But we figure it out and move on. Um, I don't know how I'm going to make things work. We're going to figure it out over time and deal with general existence. Um, Twitch is an unusual beast as it is. Um, but the kind of streams that I do make things a little bit confusing as it is. Kind of make things a little more confusing. I'm kind of moving my character around. There we go. Now my feet are out of the way, but so be it. Okay, that should be more reasonable and realistic. I'm probably about to get off. I've talked about as much as I can. I don't exactly know. Like I said, I don't exactly know what I'm doing here. And I'm just trying to do what I can, even if it's not much. I know towards I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and it's really kind of funny. I think if I do anything beyond this, let's see who I can send you to. That'd be another chatter in a few minutes, and then oh, I just suddenly shuffled and moved off, but I've got to figure out how to do a raid. I think once I'm done, I'm probably going to send you all to Camila, because at this point I think she's probably the more reasonable. There are some that I'd love to send you to, but I think Camila's probably the better one to send you all to. I do have channel points set up, so we'll figure out how this will work ultimately, but So be it. I think I'm still trying to figure out how to do streams and whatnot. And like I said, we figure it out. I think that's about all I can do right now, so I've chatted for about 30 minutes. I want to thank you all for joining me today, and if you can, come check out another stream. I'm streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 o'clock, and generally at 5 o'clock, sometimes at 5:30, but generally I stay around 5. So, while I'm here, I'm going to send you to create a dashboard. I'm going to shuffle. We're going to raid Camila, and then we're done.
Spin that wheel. I'm talking about everybody, not just me. There's two baby bottles. There's 2. What? Drink up, lads. We're getting our protein in.
Have a great evening.
Good old muscle milk in, okay? Oh.
And we are